the Glavolu and Magian Empire had finally put aside their differences in an effort to figure out a way to defeat Sybil and take over Mecca. This new allegiance came with many benefits to both sides and was a big moment for all of the Rumans living in Magia. Finally, these two factions were reunited, and Magia had never been stronger. While the Great Wolf, Neron, continued to have his differences with the Emperor Claudius, they at least operated in a peaceful manner in order to strategize for their upcoming invasion of Mecca. While the Empire would benefit the most from the sudden unity, both from a morale standpoint and bolstering their army, the Glavolu would receive some help in return. Claudius sent some of his advisors and workers not suited for war to help restructure and improve the Glavolu buildings within the forest. When all was said and done and they were victorious against Mecca, and the Glavolu could once again choose to either live in their own forest, live within the Empire, or live in the new territories set up in Mecca. Magians, Glavolu, and Rumans living in the north, coming together to live peacefully among each other, was always the dream of the gods and goddesses. And now, with Neron and Claudius working together, plans were being put in motion to make it a reality. There was just one very big problem standing in their way. Sybil was not just going to step aside and let them have Mecca, nor was she going to take their invasion lightly. She was aware that Sero could convince his brother to betray Sybil and help them get inside the Makara gate that was keeping them out. But funneling through the gate would be similar to the Glavolu's concern when trying to funnel into the Empire. If they were going to invade Mecca, they needed a strategy that would get them inside from multiple different areas of the gate. Then, once inside, they would provide enough distraction for Delavue to defeat Sybil, under the assumption that Sai is correct, of course. They were still taking a very large gamble that Delavue was the one spoken about in the Iron Prophecy. If she wasn't, and they choose now to go all out before the one spoken about in the Iron Prophecy is even found or born, they might be wasting their one and only opportunity to defeat Sybil. They needed a backup plan, at least some type of idea as to how they could possibly defeat Sybil if all things don't go their way. That is where Glavolu's assassin, Luna, comes into play. Luna was surprised to be summoned to the Empire. She expected to stay behind and prepare the Glavolu troops for the upcoming invasion, but Daimar and Neron told her to join them when it came time to venture to the Empire. She originally thought it was for protection, but supposedly the Emperor asked for her specifically, as did the Crocodile God. Neron was making some preparations and speaking with the rest of the Glavolu, so he would be showing up to the meeting later. Luna and Daimar had gone on ahead to meet with Claudius and Sero. As they walked through the Empire, Daimar remembered what it was like to walk around on the inside. Luna, on the other hand, was just as stubborn as the Great Wolf. "I'm not going to bow or praise anybody," she muttered. "I don't think anyone is expecting you to," replied Daimar. "We are being considered guests of the Empire, but Claudius has made it very clear that deep down he still considers us members of the Empire of Magia. We will be treated as such whether we bend the knee or not." "Good." Luna picked up her pace as she spoke the word as if she was only walking slower, waiting for someone's approval to act as she saw fit. Daimar walked quicker to match her, and the two arrived at their destination. Claudius had most of his recent meetings in the chamber of one of his villas, and this meeting would be no different. Practically inviting Glavolu into his home was a further sign that Claudius was willing to mend the rift between the two Magian factions. Sero was in his normal spot, taking up most of the room in his large crocodile form. Claudius was looking out a large window of this part of the villa when they arrived. He turned around to greet them. Luna couldn't help but notice that it was only Claudius and Sero. She wondered if he was at all concerned that the Glavolu might make an attempt on his life now that they were no longer near the Okran tree and the prophecies that came with it. But Luna was also aware of the power the Emperor possessed, and figured he must have thought it wouldn't matter if they tried or not. No one could defeat him. No one but Sybil, that is. "Luna, Daimar, thank you for joining us here today. It is time we make preparations for our invasion of Mecca." Daimar was concerned as to how Luna would act toward the Emperor, but she simply nodded her head in agreement. Will Sai be joining us? Asked Daimar. I would like to pick his brain on how to navigate not only the invasion, but our sudden alliance. Sai is on the way, responded the Emperor. He is eager to speak with you about similar matters. And me? Asked Luna. What is my role in all of this, and why did you ask for me directly? Claudius smiled at Luna's direct approach as he made his way over to the table in the middle of the room and prepared drinks. He offered, which Daimar kindly accepted, and Luna denied. He took a sip of his own drink before answering. I believe you are the most important piece to the puzzle. Luna forced a smile of her own. You and Neron are both way stronger than I am. I don't see how I could be the key. Wouldn't the person you supposedly have on the inside that is said to be the one talked about in the Iron Prophecy be more important than I am? That person is important, but we need backup plans and strategies that fall more in your range of expertise. Neron and I are powerful, yes, but strength is not going to win us this war. Sibyl's power is infinite and unpredictable. If we really analyze and break down everything we know, it isn't that much information. In short, we know nothing about what she is capable of now. She has evolved and grown so much since our two areas of Skyla have been separated. Luna looked at Daimar, then at Sarah as if they had the answers she was looking for and the questions she was ready to ask. And you believe I have a solution to that? How can I know how to stop her? You know as much as we do, replied Claudius. But you also know poisons and many different ways to kill someone that might come in handy when trying to stop someone we can't brute force our way through. Luna folded her arms and stared down at the ground, lost in thought. I know it's a big ask, said Claudius, giving her time to sort through her thoughts. The history books claim the gods and goddesses made her immortal, but Sarah doesn't believe that is fully true. Her limitless power makes it seem that way, but we believe she can be killed. If anyone can come up with a workaround solution to getting the job done, it's you. Luna finally responded. Poison won't be enough, she said. Are you sure? Has anyone ever tried? The question came from Daimar finally joining the conversation instead of just waiting for Sai to arrive. Claudius said it best, said Luna. She has had time to prepare and evolve. Poison might slow down or hinder the human side of Sybil, but the cyborg part of her will be ready for it. I'm sure she has a way to cleanse anything we put inside the human part of her. It needs to be an attack on two fronts. We need to hit both the human side of Sybil and the robot side at the same time. Claudius was now the one folding his arms. Would something like that work? Claudius directed this question at Sarah. Crocodile God shifted slightly in his position. If poisoning the human side of Sybil buys us time to shut down the robotic side of her, it could work. But how does one shut down the robot side? Using a virus. Luna's words caused everyone to focus back on her. I have read about it in the books we have about Mecha. Viruses are harmful to technology, like poison to humans. If we can somehow poison Sybil and give her robotic side a virus at the same time, then we may be able to kill her. Or at the very least contain her, added Claudius. Can you do it? Create a poison strong enough to slow down her human side and create a virus strong enough to stop her robot side? The poison is the easy part, said Luna. As for the virus, I don't know where to begin. I would need tech from Mecha to maybe reverse engineer how it works and create the virus from there. The overall knowledge needed for that is foreign to me, I'm afraid. I would need help. It is decided then, Claudius said with a nod. We need some of Mecha's tech. I will see if Sai can procure some for us. In the meantime, I will also need Sai and you as well, Daimar, to gather the more intelligent minds from the Glavolu and those living here in Magia to aid Luna in making the virus. Once both the poison and the virus are ready, we will begin our mission to kill the unkillable.